During your journey, there was times where there was probably some frustration or stagnation. What were you doing at this time?
I usually would go back and revisit videos and reread the material. And that always sparked another opportunity for me to remember what it was like when I watched the video for the first time, that burning feeling in your chest, like this is going to be great. That ebb and flows, of course, because that's natural. That's the way things go. So to reignite that spark, that flame, is to go back and look at all your videos, read all the materials, and to see the ladies at Fit Mother Project talk about their journeys. That's always inspiring. Amy Spock and Diane, I watched their videos and it was just so heartwarming. You know, other people's journeys are a lot harder than mine. So I didn't have an excuse. I needed to push through that plateau and stick with it.
Hey there, my friend. It's Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, and I want to welcome you back to another episode here on the Fit Mother Project podcast. In just a moment, you're going to hear a conversation between myself and one of our amazing program members, Robin Anthony. And this conversation has been a long time coming because around 1 year ago in 2020, the beginning of 2020, Robin joined our Transformation Challenge, where she signed up because she wanted to generally improve her health and fitness, get out of the COVID funk, get some of the weight off, stop drinking so much, just take better care of herself. But little did Robin know that her amazing efforts over the rest of that year would land her as our $10,000 transformation contest winner. So that's why I'm so excited to bring Robin on to obviously celebrate her success, but more importantly, to break down some of the details of exactly what she did to lose weight, to tone up, to build muscle, to get her energy and confidence back at 50 years young. Robin is a total inspiration, an absolute sweetheart. So I'm excited to bring you this conversation. And one thing I love about this particular conversation is Robin gets into some of the practical things that she did. And it wasn't fancy stuff to improve her health. She started regimenting some of her meals. She started doing things like eggs and breakfast shakes. She started strength training and making time on her calendar for that. She just breaks down the practical aspects she did to improve her health and life. There's so many lessons we can learn from Robin. And just to celebrate this great conversation of another proud fit mother out there waving the flag, changing her life and leading her family to a healthier life too, let's get into today's conversation. All right, Robin, welcome officially to the Fit Mother podcast.
Thank you.
So to kick this conversation off, I know we have a lot of amazing things to get into your story and the incredible transformation you had with us over this past year. I'd love for you to introduce yourself to those listening, your full name, your age, if you want to share that, where you're from, and a little bit about your family. And I think we'll start there.
Okay. Well, my name's Robin Anthony. I'm 50 years old and I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'm married with 2 children, ages 9 and 16. And I'm a licensed massage therapist here. And I'm actually sitting in my office right now.
That's beautiful. And I would say for those who are just listening but don't have the video, you're 50 years young.
I'm 50 years young.
And truly, I mean, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
Like, you went through a deep transformation with your health. And at the same time, with your background as a massage therapist, you also know a lot about the body and physiology. Like, what brought you to the point where you were looking for something like the FMP? Like, what was going on in your life, like raising your kids, that brought you to a place where you're like, I want to change my health?
Well, it was 2020. And of course, the pandemic had affected all of us. And I just kind of let go and I drank a lot and I ate a lot. And I had also lost my brother who had just turned 50 in December of 2019. And he passed away in January 2020. I guess, and as a reaction to the stress of that, I was eating and drinking a lot. And by October of 2020, I thought, that's it. I've gained so much weight. I want to be a better person. I just want to feel better, look better. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be 50. My brother died from heart disease. I don't want to die from heart disease. I've got 2 kids. I've got a family. I've got a career. I need to snap out of this unhealthy spiral.
So what was like the moment where you found Fit Mother Project? I'm curious because it sounds like you have some deep motivations. Did you click on an ad? Did you read an article? Did you see a video? Like, what was it?
I'm a big researcher. And of course, I have read all the things, all the diets. I tried all the apps and everything just seemed so dumb. Everything was just dumb, dumb, dumb. And I said, it's not for me. I'm too old for that, blah, blah, blah. And so I just kind of in YouTube, I typed in healthy eating for like older women or exercise, something like that. And your video for the healthy diet plan for women, I think it was, popped up. And as soon as I clicked on it, I thought, well, oh, this guy's really cute too. Let me click this video and see what he says. And everything you said was just made so much sense. Like it was like, yes, finally, somebody's speaking logically to me. They're not condescending to me. They're just speaking, this is what you need to do. This is how to do it. This is when to do it. And I thought, I got out my pen and paper and started writing stuff down. And I didn't know what my favorite proteins were. I didn't know what my favorite carbs were. And I certainly wasn't eating enough vegetables. I sent away for that free jumpstart. And like that changed my life immediately. It was so much fun, first of all, to just kind of get organized and start it. Yeah. And then I lost like 7 pounds within like that little jumpstart. And so I was like, I'm signing up for this program. And I just kept going with it, and I haven't looked back.
That's incredible. And I think something you just shared stood out to me is you said it was so fun to get organized. Yeah. And I think that is the truth, because it seems to me that this is an area of life when we don't have it nailed, that we just don't have the structure. But like when you went through the process, you started using conscious thinking to be like, these are my go-to proteins. This is when I have my meals. This is the workout and the time that I get it in. And I can see how your structure really shaped up. So what were some of as you're getting the meal plans, nutrition, you joined the full program. Tell me about those first couple of weeks, because I think there's a lot of people listening that have been on diet and fitness kicks before, but obviously you've been able to sustain this. So what was the process like of getting started with this momentum of the Fit Mother program?
The process starts definitely with your calendar and the kitchen. So I went through everything that I had in the kitchen and just looked at what I was buying, and everything, a lot of it was processed stuff. So the first thing was to go to the store and buy the things and plan out my meals. And I didn't start with the shakes at first. I started with like the eggs and the turkey bacon. And my family was not in on it with me. It was just all for me. My husband was like, yeah, good luck with that. And he just watched me kind of just shine on this program. So for breakfast, I would have the eggs. For lunch, I would have the Ezekiel bread sandwich. And then for dinner, I would have a perfect plate. And I did this day after day after day until it became a habit. And then I switched to the shake, but I didn't buy your brand. I bought something at the store. And I got so sick from the whey in the protein powders. But I didn't realize that's what was happening until I just, of course, went online and researched and eliminated that. And I bought your product, the Fit Father vegan formula. And that was a game changer. Once I got my shakes recipe down, I didn't even want eggs and bacon anymore. I loved the shake. I loved the way it made me feel. And then for lunch, I would still either have the sandwich, and then for dinner, I would still have the perfect plate.
So you basically dialed in this regimented structure and you're feeling great. So I want to ask the question that maybe some people listening are thinking is like, Robin, isn't that boring? Like, is it boring following the same things?
No.
Tell me about what your experience has been like with that.
It wasn't boring. In fact, it was comforting, because before I didn't know. I was looking for someone to tell me what to eat. That's what I wanted, because I didn't know. And so when you don't know, you just start grabbing at all different kinds of things. So just to know exactly what I was going to eat was not boring at all. It was actually a comfort to me, and it made me feel secure, like I knew what I was doing.
Totally. I imagine you still got some variety on those perfect plates. You're still mixing it up.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I don't even have like a sandwich for lunch. I'll go to like Chick-fil-A and get the grilled nuggets and a salad, or I'll go to Chipotle and get their salad and chicken. But just as long as I keep to vegetables, protein, healthy carb, no matter what.
Yeah, it's pretty dialed in. So how has your family come along in this process? Because like, I think it was what you said, like, good luck with that, Robin, as your husband said. And then he sees you like this incredible transformation inside out, and you're just beaming as you're thinking about this. So like, what happens to your family as they're watching you get healthy?
My husband, he likes the food that I make, but when I ask him to work out with me, he just he's like, no, I'm not doing that. But he likes the food. And I've offered him the Fit Father Project gift, and he's like, no. It's not that he doesn't enjoy my progress. It's just he knows he doesn't want to do that. But my son, he comes in and out of enthusiasm. Like he's like, Mom, and he grabs my weights and he starts working out with me. He'll try the foods, but he's not too keen on vegetables. But they've been so precious and so encouring. Yeah, it's been fun. I just like that they're watching me do it. They don't have to participate. This is for me. And for, as moms, moms, they just do everything for their family all the time. Yeah. You give and you give. Well, you have to give to yourself too. I want to be around for my kids. So I think they're proud of me.
I've no doubt they are. Yeah. And I mean, it is so true, right? This is like this process of getting healthy, particularly in a structured program like Fit Mother. You make that personal declaration when you write that mission statement that this is for me, and you're carving out that space and that energy in your life to like put yourself and your health like first, which as you find like helps your whole family. It was beautiful to hear you share that. Like that's definitely the experience I see all over and over.
Yes. I enjoyed reading on the Facebook community too, of how many moms are doing it for themselves. And as a consequence, their kids are seeing them thrive. And it's such a good thing for your kids to see you take care of yourself. Yeah. So I didn't grow up with that. I grew up in a house where every single person smoked cigarettes all day. We ate fried chicken, fat beef. It was just, that's how I grew up. Nobody exercised. Nobody went for a jog. And so them seeing me do this really, really means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I want to ask you, what was the process like of getting stronger? Because you start to lift these weights and do these workouts. Yeah. And I think, they challenge you mentally, physically, emotionally, and now you start to get strong. Like, let's talk about exercise and what your relationship was like to it, starting the program, what you've learned from moving your body in a particular way. I'd love to just dive into that aspect of.
I love the workouts. Before I joined Fit Mother Project, I was a person that liked to work out. I really, really did. Being a massage therapist, I used my body a lot. Right. So I could go all day at work and eat a lot of calories and not gain weight because I was burning that many calories. But it was just, I was just out of shape. What I hadn't done before is strength training. I'd never done that. And that's the game changer for me. It changed my physique and shape, especially like in the legs and buttocks. I was like, oh my God, whose butt is that? It's great. It was a challenge. And I, of course, during the pandemic, there were no gyms that were open. You couldn't find any weights online. So luckily I had some old weights around the house that I used, and I would find a weight occasionally at Target and just buy it because it'd be like the only one on the shelf. Yeah. So it's been great.
I mean, how long has your Fit Mother journey been from like now until when you started till now? Like roughly how many months?
It's been almost exactly a year. Huh. Yeah, a full year. I think I started October of 2020. And and I still every day I still do something with Fit Mother Project. I either watch video, I do a workout. I always think about nutrition. I go on the community online. It's just a huge part of my life.
It's beautiful. And I want to ask you, over the course of that year, what has been like the trajectory of your momentum? Like, what were the phases like in the beginning? I imagine it's a time where you're building momentum, and now you kind of have a groove and you're investing. Like, what's it been like in terms of managing momentum over the course of this year?
The first couple of phases, I didn't really see a lot of weight change. So I was getting a little nervous, but then I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. So I just had about 15, 20 pounds to lose. So it was coming off really slowly. And I just kept telling myself, that's okay. This is a process, a lifelong process. So I just kept the momentum going. And in each phase, I would get more excited because it would just be tweaked just enough to regain your interest. try new things like carb cycling and fasting and new strength training. And once I got to all the way to phase 4, it's like taking the training wheels off. You're like, this is scary. This is all on me now. And it has been hard, but my momentum is still going because I developed the habits through all the other phases that have really stuck with me. So I'm not concerned about losing momentum at all. This has just been so much fun.
I think that's so important because you've had so much fun in the process that it's something you actually enjoy versus something that you feel like you have to do. I'm hearing that in your language, and it seems very apparent as to why this has been so powerful for you.
I do enjoy it. It's like I walk around and think, man, I wish everybody felt this great about what you're doing with your life, and not just like working out, but the whole philosophy behind your program. Working on yourself is the main thing. Your mindset. Working on, hey, this is the only body I have for the rest of my life. Why am I treating it like a garbage can?
Yeah.
You know, that's the fun part about it is giving yourself some self-care that you probably I wouldn't have found.
What I also think is amazing is you've made all these changes at 50, when I think there's a lot of women who are at this point feeling like they're an uphill battle with a slower metabolism, with changing hormones, with busy life. They feel like it's too late. What do you say to that now that you've been through this journey and also seen other women in the community go through this journey?
As an older woman?
Yeah.
It is hard. It's challenging because your hormones, well, speaking from me personally, I'm in perimenopause. So I can go 6 months without having a period. And then all of a sudden I have a period and I'm bloated like 5 pounds heavier. And, that is difficult to deal with because in my mind, I'm still like 30 something, but my body is 50. I'm like, that's half a century. But I do feel better than I did in my 30s. My body looks better, I think, than I did in my 30s. My mindset is definitely way better than my 30s. Even with the fluctuation of hormones I have now, I think if I hadn't started this program, I would probably be, who knows what I'd be doing right now. But it makes me feel like I can live another 50 years. I want to do that. That's my goal. It's to be 100.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm truly excited for you. I mean, I think you're going to look great at 100. Like if you're going to be crushing it at 100, not just like pushing the wheel, the walker, but I think you're going to be, I mean, with everything you know about the body and the habits you have in this program, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you at 100. I hope I get the chance to give you a hug at 100.
I want to be a 100-year-old grandmother. Since I had my kids, I had my second kid at 40 and I said, son, I'm working really hard to be there for you. If you decide to have your kids at 40, I'll be an 80-year-old first-time grandma, whatever. And my daughter, she's 16. So she's like, oh, I'm not having any kids, Mom. That's just not in the, I'm like, that's okay. So yeah, I hope to be 100.
That's a fantastic goal. Now I have a question. What does the future have for you? I mean, we're recording this at the tail end of this year, 2021, coming into 2022. What are the plans you have for your health, your well-being, your continued, exploration of your body, your health, your fitness, your wellness?
I really, I want to explore more strength training. Like I feel like as an aging person, that is such a boost to your metabolism and your overall feeling of well-being. Like it gives you the serotonin, I guess, release. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, it's the best feeling. So I'd love to get into that more.
Nice.
And I think I'm such a busy person. I rarely get together and make dinners like that aren't just like, okay, throw some salad on a plate, get a protein on there. I'd like to do something more creative in the kitchen.
Well, I think there's a good message of hope in there too for people listening is one, you can be very busy and make simple, healthy meals that work for you and your family by tossing it together.
Yeah.
And two, I think now, I imagine as I'm hearing you now that you've had so much experience making consistent, healthy meals, now you have this desire to be like, how can we spice this up or take it to the next level with, a little more art and cooking involved with that. I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah. Since everything else seems to be going well, those are my two goals, is to cook more and definitely get some heavier weights.
I love that. Those are fantastic goals. I mean, I think the cooking thing is so special because ultimately, I think since the beginning of our species, food is what we brought us together.
Yeah.
I imagine just like early humans around a fire sharing food. And this is kind of the thing we can do with our families as well. We can put love into the cooking and good nourishment for our bodies into the cooking. So it's a real special thing that I think you inherently develop a deep appreciation for and respect for as you gain more respect and appreciation for your body and how good it feels. So that's not surprising that you're going deeper into cooking. And then I can't wait to see you continue to pump up those biceps with I love it. More, with the, but that's great with the strength training. Totally.
I mean, it's really helped me out with work too. So I can sustain pressure a lot longer than I used to be able to.
Nice.
And that was one of the things that appealed to me was through your program was the easy meal setup. I mean, I could just throw things together. And that's what I was like, makes so much sense. I can throw things together and not worry about the other things.
All right. I have a couple questions before we wrap this up. One question is, during your journey, obviously there was times where there was probably some frustration or some stagnation or plateaus, and it can mess with your mind a little bit. What were you doing at this time to keep or reset your mindset if you were ever feeling a little bit down or that things weren't going perfectly?
I usually would go back and revisit videos and reread the material. And that always sparked another moment of opportunity for me to remember what it was like when I first watched the video for the first time, when I first started phase 1, that burning feeling in your tummy, in your chest, like this is going to be great. That ebb and flows, of course, because that's natural. That's the way things go. So to reignite that spark, that flame, is to go back and look at all your videos, read all the materials, and to see the ladies at Fit Mother Project talk about their journeys. That's always inspiring. Amy Spock and I think Diane O'Brien.
Yeah.
I watched their videos and it was just so heartwarming. Like it almost made me cry. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Of course, I feel like people have had a lot tougher time than me. Other people's journeys are a lot harder than mine. And so I didn't have an excuse. I needed to push through that plateau and stick with it. And that's how I do it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful answer and a lot of wisdom there. And I can say for sure, after having done this for so many years, that I know that this program wouldn't be nearly as effective if it wasn't for the community of like-minded people, like just providing that container of energy, support, encouragement, vulnerability. It's so much more than just information. It's like this experience. And I know the cool thing for me is I know that you've had that same exact impact on so many women, like through the transformation contest and people seeing what you've gone through. We've had the benefit of like you getting encouragement from some ladies who are ahead of you in terms of how long. Yeah. And now you're able to reflect that goodness back to more ladies who will be that for more ladies. And it's like, that just lights my heart up. This is like good, spreading good, right?
Well, that makes me so happy. I love, and I tell women and men that I meet are, on my table, which I probably shouldn't, say, hey, you look great, Robin. I said, well, I've been doing the Fit Mother Project. They also have a Fit Father Project. You should check it out. So just to inspire someone. And by the way, me winning that transformation contest was incredible because I never in a million years would have ever thought that I would have won that. Never. I still don't believe it. But I have that contest to thank and you for my massage practice. because I invested back into myself.
It's just like icing on the cake. Because like for us, it's like we didn't know really what to expect. That was the first year we'd ever done the transformation contest. It was funny as we were going through all the entries at the end of it, and you participated so full out, and your transformation was amazing. Like we knew we had to pick you for this, and then it was so cool to hear how you were able to use that money that you won from the transformation contest to invest in helping more people locally. Like, man, amazing, Robin. And now you have these strong hands to like just get in there. It's incredible. And congratulations to you on so many levels.
Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate you talking with me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on here.
Thank you for having me.